Can I ask who said hi in a female voice? Can you shout your name out, please?
Bonnie.
Wow.
That was Bonnie.
Unscripted Paranormal and the International Paranormal Society is headed to Dexter, Iowa, a town 30 miles west of Des Moines, where famous outlaws Bonnie and Clyde and the Barrow gang were surrounded while hiding out in a cabin. The shootout that ensued left one of the gang, Clyde's brother Buck, critically injured and his wife Blanche captured. Bonnie and Clyde managed to escape.
We're at a very historically important site here. This is the land in Dexter, Iowa, where Bonnie and Clyde had a big shootout with a posse of 50 men and police officers, and they were all shot, and Clyde's brother, Buck, was actually killed 5 days later from the wounds we received here. This is the cabin they were in, where over a 5-day period they were pinned down and shot at. So we're going to run some paranormal investigative equipment, and we'll see who comes through today. Dexter, Iowa, the cabin, Bonnie and Clyde. My name's Adrian Lee. I'm a historian. I write books about the history of the Midwest, and this is a very famous site, Bonnie and Clyde. I hope you're here. Where the door of the cabin currently is, there's various devices that measure movement. So if you come through the door of the cabin here and you don't want to engage with us in the moment here, those devices will come on and they just measure your movement. So if you come through the door of the cabin as we see it today, those devices will register on and make a noise, and they will show and indicate your presence, so you're more than welcome to do that. Everything we're doing today we're recording, so if there's any part of this investigation where you feel you need to talk to us directly, we will hear you if you talk into these little devices that we have scattered around the investigation site here.
With cameras and equipment ready, Adrian and the team begin the session.
I'm just going to jump in initially and say I want to talk to Bonnie or Clyde. Perhaps Bonnie can come through first, but I'm happy to talk to either. I've got a list of questions here that I want to talk to you about in terms of your career, in terms of your lives, and get some historical facts to those. I understand that the Barrow gang was here in its entirety with William Buck Jones and also William Bud Jones, but also Buck was here, your brother, and also his wife Blanche. So if any of those individuals want to come through, we'd be happy to engage with you and talk to you as well.
As Adrian begins, the phrase "I am here" appears on one of the word-based communication devices.
My name is Adrian, and I just want you to come through and shout your name nice and clearly. So if you're here, Clyde, if you're here, Bonnie, could you just shout hello and perhaps give me your name as well?
Bonnie.
That was Bonnie. I think it's him. Thank you for coming through, Bonnie.
Bonnie Parker is undoubtedly one of the most well-known outlaws of the 1930s.
Bonnie, can you tell me how old you are? How old are you right now?
There.
Someone said coop, and we're obviously next to a chicken coop. Bonnie, can you tell me how old you are right now?
Cemetery.
What did
Is
that
this the
voice-
same 19? Somebody
19.
19?
It did say 19.
Bonnie died at 23.
But she may think that 19 was the age to be at, you know, when she was just meeting Clyde and before all this started. Did you say 19, yes or no? Sir or sure? One of the words that came up on our equipment was cemetery. Could you tell me where you're buried? What town, what state are you buried in? What cemetery are you buried in? What state? Bonnie, is Clyde with you in spirit, yes or no?
There's a female yes down there.
Let me ask again just to confirm. Bonnie, is Clyde with you right now, yes or no? Can you confirm, is Clyde with you in spirit, yes or no? Bonnie, you were married. Could you give me the name, the first name of your husband that you was married to when you were just a few months short of 16? What was his name?
Roy Thornton was in fact Bonnie's former husband.
Do you remember being at this cabin on the 24th of July 1933? Do you remember being here? How many days did you stay here altogether? Can you give me a number, Bonnie? How many days do you think you stayed here altogether? You think that said 4? Could you tell me again so we can confirm, how many days were you here altogether? Four. There's some debate whether it was 4 or 5, but that was a clear response, and I take Bonnie's word for it over a historian many years later. Could you tell me what your favourite subject was at school, Bonnie? Buck.
Buck.
Get a
Wow.
picture of that. That's the brother-in-law. That's the brother.
Nice.
But that was the brother.
Sorry.
Bonnie, can you say fire or acid, depending on how you burnt your leg? Because historians aren't sure, and I'd like to know. Wait.
I don't know what she said either.
Bonnie, did you burn your leg on the battery acid or a fire from perhaps the gasoline in the car? Would you like us to wait right now, yes or no? We had the word Buck come up on one of our devices. Is Buck here? Is Clyde's brother with us right now? The gentleman that got shot in the head? Yes or no? So are you here, Buck? Yes or no? I just want to stick with Bonnie for the moment, and I'll come back to you, Buck, because I wanted to ask Bonnie some questions. I'll ask one more time. How did you burn your leg? Bonnie, how?
There
Female
was a
said
woman,
pain. I thought she said pain.
and I thought it was flame.
Oh, flame.
Could be, we'll ask. It was a really bad burn from her hip down to her ankle, and they said that the bone was showing through and all of the muscles had contracted. It was really nasty. Just one more time, Bonnie, can you shout out how you burnt your leg?
Again, either pain or flame. I can't.
What if we did a yes or no answer? Did you burn your leg with flame, with fire, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, and I thought a female voice said fire very, very shallowly before that response took place. How many men, I'm going to jump straight in because there's no easy way to ask, how many men do you think you killed during your travels around America, robbing shops, grocery stores, funeral parlours, banks? How many men do you think collectively you killed? Could you give me a number, please?
I heard 8, almost right off the bat.
Yeah, I thought I heard that. Yeah.
She just said, I don't care.
Yeah. So it doesn't bother you. Again, there's no repercussions. I'm just a historian asking some in-depth questions here. So, you know, whatever you reply doesn't concern me now, 100 years later. What do you think about all of the individuals you killed? They believe there was 12 people killed. When you were shot and killed in your car in Louisiana, Sheriff Jordan allegedly took a suitcase full of money and kept it for himself. Do you know if that's true or not? Did you see in spirit what happened after your death? Could you give me a yes or no answer? Did Sheriff Jordan keep a suitcase of money that you had after you died, yes or no? Bonnie, there's several things I'd quite like to ask you while I've got you here. And again, I apologise if I'm repeating myself, but the answers are very important historically. How did you burn your leg from the hip down to the ankle? Was that with battery acid or was that a fire from the car? Can you tell me? The car that you died in, I believe, is in Nevada right now. Do you spend any time in spirit with the car, yes or no? Do you spend any time in spirit with the car? Male voice.
Hi, Bonnie. My name is Scott, and I'm just going to repeat some of the questions that Adrian asked you. So see if we can get the same responses out of my equipment that we did out of his. How many men do you claim to have killed?
That's an 11. She may have individually killed 3, even even though the gang killed a collective lot. You asked her personally.
Right. 11 is closer to 12 than...
But 3 may have been the number she actually accounted for.
Bonnie, is 3 the number that you personally killed? Yes or no? I thought it said William, but then at the end it said Bonnie.
William is Bud, who was with them at the time. That's William Jones.
Bonnie, how did you burn your leg? Bonnie, who was your favorite poet? If you could give people advice today, what would it be? Bonnie, if we take a break, would Clyde come and talk to us?
I'd also be interested to know where they think the best place to access them is. Is it at the cabin? Is it behind us with the log? Is it down the hill where Blanche and Buck were arrested? Where would best suit them?
So, we're having pretty good conversations with you, Bonnie and Clyde. Are we in the best place to talk to you right now, or should we move down the fence line or down to where Blanche and Buck were arrested down the hill there? Where's the best place to talk to you, or are we good right here? It's a house. Where would you like us to go? Where's the best place to talk to you?
I think I'm answered. There you go, right at the beginning. Just, I would just say we'll talk to you again in a few minutes. If Clyde comes through, we'll chat to you, just see what he says, really, and then we'll call it good.
The team now moves farther along the Barrow gang's route, along the property.
The Barrow gang, including Bonnie and Clyde, were pinned down in the cabin under a hail of gunshot. Each of them had their own individual injuries, and then they ran out of the cabin and fled in this direction. They made it to the field here as far as the fence line, and then moved their way down the ravine and into the river. This was the area, of course, where Buck and Blanche were arrested, and Bonnie and Clyde and William Bud Jones ran onto the house further on and accosted a car and made their escape. His favourite rifle was a Browning automatic.
Hi, Clyde. A few minutes ago when we were up by the old cabin, I said that I was going to come in and try to talk to you now. Clyde, if you're still here, can you shout out Clyde or hi? Clyde, are you still here? Bonnie, are you still here? Buck, are you still here? We didn't bring a... Do we have a... Oh, that's... We have one AM pump?
I have one EM pump.
Let's move it away from the REM pod another couple feet. Make sure it's not bleeding over.
It did light up though, didn't it? I'll be interested in talking to Clyde Barrow if he's here. This was the fence line where you made your escape under heavy gunfire. Are you here, Clyde? Would you like to say hello or shout your name out for me? Leave. Are you unhappy with us being here right now? Yes or no? Yes. Can I ask why? We're just asking you historical questions. We're obviously respectful. Can you say why? Why would you like us to leave? Go.
Ask them if I did something to anger them or put them off.
Is there a reason you didn't speak to Scott?
With the mood changing, the team decides to move to their final location at the bottom of the valley.
Sometimes I have to pinch myself to realise the experiences we're having and the famous dead people we have coming through to talk to us.
The team now sets up in the exact place where Buck and Blanche were captured, and Buck sustained his mortal wounds. The very place seen in these iconic photos.
We're now down at the bottom of the ravine. This is where the Barrow gang finally fled. And of course Bonnie and Clyde then went to the farm behind me here and managed to get a car to escape by holding a farmer at gunpoint. But unfortunately Buck was shot in the back. He was arrested. Blanche didn't want to leave her husband and was also arrested here. And then Buck died 5 days later of his injuries. And we're standing in the very spot where they were arrested and where Buck was shot. So we're going to see if either of those two people want to come through. Obviously there's a lot of negative energy in this area. People are being shot at, there's blood, bullets flying. It's going to be interesting to see what comes through in this location. If you could shout your name nice and loudly for me, then we can engage in a conversation. So can you tell me who's here, please? Could you shout your name again nice and loudly for me so I know who's here? Bonnie, are you following us around? Are you still here? Is this the spot where Blanche and Buck were arrested? How do you feel about the law enforcement or the posse that shot you here? Do you have any thoughts or words for them? Do you remember spending time in hospital before you died? Are we standing in the exact spot where you were arrested, yes or no? Sounded like Buck. Do you spend any time here in spirit? Yes. Is that because you were fatally wounded in this location? Buck, is Blanche with you in spirit?
Yes.
Nice and clear, the loudest and best response of the day. Do you still hang out together in spirit? Is Bonnie with Clyde, with you, with Blanche, with William? Are you all together as a group, yes or no?
Hey.
Hey, were you all together as a group in spirit? Yes, sure. Buck, do you have any regrets? It cost you your life, but do you have regrets about the life you led and the things you did? Yes. Would you do things differently now? I would. Would you say you were a religious person? Do you believe in God?
Maybe.
Is there anything that's happening to you in the afterlife? Is there something that perhaps you get accounted for after you've died? Yes or no? Are you held accountable for your actions when you're alive, when you're in spirit? I get the impression you have regrets and you'd live your life differently again. Is that because you're being judged now in spirit? Did you ask for forgiveness in the days leading up to your death in hospital, yes or no? Did you ask for forgiveness in the days leading up to your death? Were you given the last rites before you died? We really appreciate you coming through so clearly and so strongly today. Would you say goodbye to us? Goodbye. What a remarkable investigation. We've been at 3 locations now. We've been at the cabin, we're at the fence line, and now we're in the ravine where Buck was arrested with his wife Blanche. We've got good responses. We even had some theology backwards and forwards there. They were very candid in their responses. I'm sure both of them came through very strongly, and we'll see that in the evidence review. But what an awesome opportunity here on a fabulous August sunny day, talking with Bonnie and Clyde.
From here, the team stops at a large historic marker near the property. And then it's on to a place called Stewart, where the last bank Bonnie and Clyde ever robbed still stands. From here, there's one more important stop for the team to make.
We're now 30 miles north of Dexter in a town called Perry, and behind me here was the site of the hospital where they brought Buck, who was shot in the back and also had the head wound, of course, and he died here 5 days later of his wounds.
Bonnie and Clyde were ambushed by police and killed in May of 1934, less than 1 year after the Dexter shootout, forever ending the run of one of the most notorious crime couples in American history.